with 7 soulmates that I met through the prison pen pal program that I want to start a new life with.
7. Wow. Wait.
Ooh, bacon.
Greetings, tasty morsels. It's Reverse BLT here. Welcome to the channel. I am about to watch episode 2 of the first season of She-Hulk Attorney at Law. This one is called Superhuman Law. So my guess is from that title is that she is going to basically become a specialist in cases dealing with superhumans because of the fact that she's been outed as a superhuman. Because it has that feel to it, where it's like like different types of law. They'll always say like it's always X law, so like divorce law, patent law, commercial law, etc. So superhuman law. That's what I'm guessing from that title. I enjoyed the previous episode. It did have a few bits of jank, as is to be expected from pretty much all first episodes I've ever seen. They do need to work a little harder on her CG model. I will definitely say that was a little distracting here and there. Hulk's CG model looked perfect. It looked like they basically just took all the model and the lighting and everything else that they had been using for the movies and just used those assets again. And I'm guessing they just didn't have as much time. Actually, we know they didn't have as much time because they've been using the models for Hulk for a couple years now. Whereas the models they built for She-Hulk probably they built at most a year ago. It's a shame they didn't have a little more time though to work on it because CG is mainly a function of how much time you have to perfect it. But I still thought it looked good most of the time. It was like I would say probably 80% of the time it looked good. But there were definitely some scenes, especially the ones with a lot of light, where which is typical with CG. Heavily lit scenes usually where they're going to show their weaknesses. Assuming the show gets a second season, I expect that the model will look a lot better. The last episode, it was all about how she got her powers. They did change that a little bit because I'm pretty sure in the comics it was because she got injured or she got sick. I can't remember which it was, but she was in the hospital and dying, and Bruce gave her a transfusion, and that made her into the Hulk. And I think at the time he didn't know that was going to happen. I think she just needed a transfusion. He was compatible, and he didn't realize that it would make her into a Hulk as well. And I don't even think his blood does that to everyone. I think there was something specific about her that was the reason why she became a Hulk. Because usually I think it pretty much has no effect. Though in the MCU I think they did show us that it kills people typically. Because we saw that with Stan Lee's cameo in Incredible Hulk back when I can't think of his name right now, but back when Edward Norton was playing him. But then she spent some time on basically a retreat with her cousin. Him basically taking precautions and trying to teach her like how to stop Hulk from hulking out. But then we discovered that just like in the comics, she didn't really have the same problem he did, where she became an uncontrollable rage monster when she transformed, and so they didn't really need to work on that. But then he basically turned it into a project of like pretty much trying to convince her to be like him and use her powers to save the world, as it were, which she was very not interested in doing. She, as she put it, she has a life. She doesn't really want that disrupted, and I can understand that. And so we're at the point in her journey still where she's resisting the call to adventure, so to speak. But at the end of the episode, just as was kind of foreshadowed by her little suggestion to us, because she can break the fourth wall, that she was never going to let anybody know about her identity, and she didn't have to worry about anything because she would never Hulk out. A supervillain broke into the courtroom while she was delivering the beginning of her closing argument and started wreaking havoc, and she had to transform to stop her. So her secret's out, and now we get to see what the fallout's going to be from that.
A stunning scene from the Metropolitan Courthouse today where superpowered influencer Titania caused panic while fleeing traffic court.
Oh, fleeing traffic court.
Yeah. So this chick, pretty decent, turned into a Hulk, like a chick Hulk.
I mean,
A She-Hulk?
she is pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. What's her name? Tatiana Maslany. That's a good-looking woman.
You thirsty?
She-Hulk? Can't possibly be what they're calling me.
Lady
That's what they're calling me.
She-Hulk. Come on, just give them what they want.
Quite honestly, it's a pretty good name. I can't think of a better one. What else would you get? Hulkette? Hulkette sounds demeaning. Hulkstress? That sounds like someone who gets paid to step on people's junk.
That name better not stick. It's so dumb. I can't even exist without being a derivative of the Hulk.
I mean,
That's a pretty dumb name.
his name came first, though. You can't really do anything about it.
How did you get these powers?
I really don't feel like talking about it.
Nepotism. You knew it.
Oh, take a laugh, Dennis.
There's a hot chick over there. I'm gonna go talk to it.
It? Did you say it? Did you just say there's a hot chick over there? I'm gonna go talk to it, buddy? That guy sucks.
You could be an Avenger.
Do the Avengers offer healthcare?
Foreshadowing.
Are they even paid?
I love how they continued that little sort of running joke. Are the Avengers paid?
Could you go back to Jen? Jen, this is a serious conversation.
Oh, sure.
Feeling a little insecure, buddy?
Are you okay? Do you need...
She's been drinking.
Different metabolism.
We didn't win the case.
Oh, yeah, we did.
GLK&H had it declared a mistrial.
Be considered influencing the jury.
Since you saved the lives of the entire jury today, GLK&H argued that the jury was then biased in your favor.
What was I supposed to do?
You did the right thing, but it unraveled our case. I'm sorry, Jen.
I'm sorry too, boss.
No, Jen, I'm sorry. I have to let you go. This makes you a liability for the DA's office.
Wait, you're firing me?
So she's gonna have to go into private practice. Attorney for hire. There we go.
We're not prepared to offer you the position at this time.
Sorry, it's a no.
We just can't take the risk of a sideshow.
I know one law firm that would hire her.
Avocados at law.
Here, GG&T might be hiring. Jen, what are you doing?
Is it Iron Man 3? Oh my god.
Sorry. No.
What? Fired again?
No.
Sorry.
Family dinner right after I get fired. Sorry. Please, 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 please come with me.
Can't I have a date?
I'll never forgive you for this.
I believe them as friends. The banter was just the right kind of banter to make me think that they actually are friends. Now let's see if they make me believe her family is their family.
Jen, you don't have to worry about getting fired. I already told everyone, so it won't be awkward.
Oh no, it's still gonna be awkward.
You got fired.
Chad!
So to bring it up.
I said don't bring it up. Why would I tell you to bring it up?
Big news. So I got promoted to manager over at the Best Buy.
Manager, all right, Chad. Employed and promoted, right?
Oh, Jen, there is the nicest young man who works at the coffee shop that I go to. His name is Yusuf.
Do not set me up,
No,
Mom.
no, he's much too young for you.
That Hawkeye guy. What happens to those arrows of his? I mean, does he go around and collect them?
I love it when they use random characters to ask questions that the audience asks all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Got a little bit.
Now, Jen, there's a couple things I could use your help with before you go.
He's gonna have her Hulk out so she can lift things for him.
That was just an excuse to check in with you. How you doing, kiddo?
I'm okay.
Really?
No, I'm not okay, but I'm okay with not being okay. It just sucks. You know, like I thought I could keep this at bay for, I don't know how long.
I don't know why they didn't keep her with her normal hair when she hulks out, unless it's just because curly hair is harder to do CGI-wise.
Sweetheart, it's gonna be okay. This isn't even the first time we've had to deal with a Hulk in the family. And you didn't destroy a city.
Perspective.
It does feel like a weight has been lifted. But there's like this new weight.
Responsibility.
The thing that you were dreading happened, but look, you're still standing. And now you get to keep moving on.
Another one, Jen?
No, I'm balling on a budget now.
Miss Walters, it's nice to see you again.
Mr. Holloway?
May I buy you a drink?
Sure, I guess.
That was funny. Parker is like, yeah, get the good stuff.
I'd like to offer you a job.
But you're evil, aren't you?
Is this a joke?
I'll never joke.
Oh, he was the opposing attorney, not the defendant.
Take some time.
I accept.
You didn't even haggle.
You start Monday.
Okay.
You don't even know how much you're making. Never accept a job without knowing how much it pays, people. Oh, that's a very nice hairstyle. I like that on her.
It is an exciting time at GLK&H.
GLK&H.
This means something.
We just started a Superhuman Law Division, and I want you, well, the She-Hulk, to be the face of it.
Oh.
I'll expect you to be at work and in court as the She-Hulk.
You see? This is why you don't just take a job offer. Negotiate.
This sucks. I am totally qualified, but now everyone around here is always going to think this is the only reason I got the job. It's so unfair.
I know that feeling.
These dodos never had to deal with this on their first day at work.
But I'm curious, what do you think about it?
I'm
She was busy talking to us.
agnostic.
Interesting. Unprecedented, for sure.
And of course, we don't even know what the hell he was actually asking her.
I'll spend the rest of the year worrying about what I just said.
Oh, here we are.
Do you even know how much you make yet?
Hi there, I'm Pug.
Oh, I'm Jennifer Walters.
I made you guys a welcome basket.
Oh, that's nice of you, Paul.
It's got some office supplies to get you started, snacks, and a map to the best bathroom for
I like Paul so far. He knows the important stuff.
I can't wait to take on whatever case you want to assign
Your
to me.
first case is the parole of Emil Blonsky.
What?
Oh.
Also known as Abomination.
Yeah.
There's a lot of controversy surrounding his possible release. This is extremely high profile.
This is gonna suck for her as a former DA.
This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's quite all right. Mr. Blonsky is well aware of your familial connection and has signed a conflict waiver. He would like to retain you specifically as his attorney.
Psychological reasons.
If you don't take the case, then you don't have a job here. At the very least, you should meet with the client before you decide.
That's a fair point. Oh, damage control again.
You can't come in like that. No superpowers inside.
Wait, what do they do with people who can't turn it off?
Oh.
Walter. Yeah, I would be uncomfortable just walking through lasers too. You're gonna slice me in half or something?
Do not step past the yellow line. Do not touch the glass separating you and the prisoner Abomination. Although we have taken every precaution, we cannot guarantee your safety. Do you accept these conditions?
Yes.
Sign here.
It's usually something you would talk about before you get into the place.
Never let your guard down. The prisoner is a very dangerous man.
You gonna serve me up with some fava beans and a nice key?
This is a prison.
Of course.
Snarky. Admit it, we were all thinking it. I like the detail of having her clothing not fit right when she's in human form, because it's tailored for her Hulk form. I don't think it'll make a difference, though, with her behind the yellow line. If he breaks out of that thing, he's going to kill her regardless, if she doesn't transform.
First off, namaste.
Mr. Blonsky, I was expecting...
Abomination, right?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, sorry about that.
No, I'm cool.
I'm simply Emil now, with 7 soulmates that I met through the prison pen pound program that I want to start a new life with.
7, wow. Wait, that feels like something soulmates, huh?
My cousin Bruce.
You know, I tried to kill him, so let's get that out of the way. I was under direct orders from your government.
But then you went on a destructive rampage in Harlem.
Yeah, because they pumped me full of that super soldier serum.
The serum the government gave you caused your subsequent actions?
It's kind of true. The idea that the government made him into it, partially was him.
I thought I was the good guy. I thought I was going to be,
Another Captain America.
Captain Bloody America.
The parole board's going to need to know that you feel remorse for your actions.
Absolutely, I do.
Hey, a toilet! I'm always excited to see a toilet in a prison cell in a movie.
But why?
I just want to live in peace on a large piece of property purchased for me by my 7 soulmates. Think you can help?
Seriously, why is that tickling something in the back of my head, guys? Was there an evildoer team in Marvel that had 8 members? Buzzball.
Hey, Jen, what's up?
I got a new job.
Hey, congratulations. That's fantastic.
You say so.
Okay,
I mean, it doesn't seem like you hold a grudge. At least you've never talked about that before.
That's,
and you're always saying that, everybody deserves a second chance. And
I
I'm not
think if-
falling for an act here, but Blonsky did seem to have really good arguments,
Interesting little character bit that they're maintaining, that she tends to bulldoze people in conversation when she's nervous.
That's what you'd
But
hope
none
for.
of that matters if you
Jen.
don't feel comfortable with it.
I think you're calling me to tell me you're taking the job.
I'm calling you to tell you I'm taking the job.
Actually, Blonsky wrote me a really nice letter a while back. And a really heartfelt haiku. So we put everything behind us. That fight was so many years ago, I'm a completely different person now. Literally. It's not easy going public. What'd they end up naming you anyway?
She-Hulk? Don't even.
No, I love that. That's got a nice ring to it.
It honestly does.
You coming to LA anytime soon?
Yeah, probably not for a minute. I got some things I gotta take care of.
What are we setting up? Okay.
Okay. Phone call over, I guess. I'd like to accept your offer. All personal complications have been resolved. I've already got a winning strategy, and it is 100% in the bag.
Don't ever say that.
You might want to take a look at the news right now.
Oh no, what did he do? Or is it protest because it's already been announced?
No statements made by Emil Blonsky's attorney after shocking footage.
What?
Showing the abomination participating in what appears to be an underground fight club after having somehow escaped from prison.
Oh. That sucks.
Understatement.
I don't know what 4K is. This thing nobody does, but you still need it.
You work for Best Buy, you don't know what 4K is?
Drop it down, drop it down. It's good.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
Fires again.
If I had a family member who was superhumanly strong, they would be moving everything for me too. I mean, I'm only just regular very strong, and my family uses me the exact same way. That was cute. That was a fun second episode. I wonder if we'll ever find out how much money she's making with this new job. Because honestly, if they have her heading up an entire division, she should be getting paid extremely well. I'm expecting that we're going to find out, though, that this law firm is into a whole bunch of really shady crap, because it seems like, just from what we've seen so far with the case that that she was litigating earlier, and then doing this parole, it seems like they kind of almost have a specialization in shady clients, or people who definitely have done a bunch of bad stuff. Granted, that could just be an assumption, also knowing that I am watching a comic book show, so presumably, they're probably into some shady things, and it gives us some future conflict if she discovers that the people she works for are doing bad stuff. I'm feeling like their name is a clue, like that the initials of the partners is that they're hiding something in plain sight there. Just like I also feel like in Abomination talking about his 7 soulmates, that also felt like something that I just can't place right now. But I don't know. I feel like maybe there was a villain team or something that he was in that might have had 8 members, but I'm not sure. It's one of those things, it's hard to remember. I like how they touched on the stuff that people have to go through sometimes, where depending on how you got your job, people will think that you're some sort of token hire, and that you are either not qualified for the job or that qualifications didn't matter. And it's a shame, because to an extent they would be right with her on this one. She's qualified for the job, presumably. I mean, what little we got from when she was acting as her ADA job, it sounded like she was a very good lawyer. But she's right. Like, everybody's just going to be thinking about the fact that, the only reason she's here is because she's X. And like I mentioned affirmative action before, is kind of a commentary on that sort of thing, where it's like you're just as smart and capable and qualified as the white people you're at school with, but the white people you're in school with, a decent chunk of them are going to assume the only reason you're there is because they needed to tick off a box, you know. And they, you know, what you hear sometimes from conservative media, I don't know why I said sometimes, you hear it a lot, where they say, oh, you know, you took a position from a more qualified white person. I can't even tell you how many fucking idiots I knew at my school who were white. So yeah, I can tell you right now, like I didn't take a position from a better qualified anything. I earned my position.
I don't believe you.
But yeah, I'm sure that they were also quite happy that they got to check off a box, you know, because that's the way that stuff really works. It's not that you do it just so you can check off the box. You use it as a tiebreaker where you need it, but most of the time, what they're looking for, they just look for people who are qualified to be there, and it's a bonus if they also get to check off the box, you know? I guess we're probably going to have a soapbox moment for each episode here. It was fun meeting Jennifer's family. I liked the fact that they had, like, you know, realistic conversation around the dinner table where you had the subtext of what people were saying. So, like, for instance, I'm assuming those were her aunt and uncle, the parents of the kid that just got promoted at Best Buy, like, you know, sort of subtly digging at her by, you know, sort of reiterating, you know, just got promoted and everything about their kid as a way of kind of putting her down without directly saying it. Because that's exactly how families are, you know, where you'll have a bunch of people just sort of like making snide side comments or, you know, trying to avoid issues and things like that. Like people, you know, they want to brag, but they still, I guess, care enough that they don't want to just say it outright, or they're afraid of reprisal, who knows. But that's how people are, you know. And it isn't until something becomes a real actual, you know, argument that people start getting direct, you know. And nice touch having her family immediately recognize all the work that they could get her to do because now she can, you know, bench press a building. So that was pretty cool too. And also it's kind of fun that they're dropping little hints at things that are probably coming down the road, like showing Bruce on the ship. So obviously something else is going on as well. I like stuff like that. It's one of my favorite things about the way Marvel does stuff in the comics and in the shows and movies, is having, you know, their setups for different things happening throughout. And also, you know, it's nice seeing more interconnectivity, because one of the big criticisms through, you know, all the way through to Endgame was the fact that you would have people going through things who would never talk to the other heroes, wouldn't check in with them except for in their own individual stories. Good seeing why can't I think of his name right now? I know his name. Sorry, dude. You're such a good famous actor, but for a reason I'm blanking on your name right now. But the guy plays Emil Blonsky / Abomination. It was fun seeing him come back for the role. I thought he did a really good job, sort of like, you know, hamming it up without being too over the top. It's like sort of like chewing the scenery, but not so much that it's distracting. And I really like that. And it was fun, like watching him like sort of clearly trying to tell her what she wanted to hear, and watching and noticing that she called him out on that. That was good. I think that she let her lawyer brain take over a little bit, because the minute he mentioned the fact that, you know, yeah, basically the government's responsible for my whole situation, she started thinking about the angles that she could use to approach the case. And I think that helped her kind of not like, you know, basically accept the red flags for as big red flags as they were. Because I think she recognized them. She recognized this guy's, you know, BSing me to some extent. But hearing the other stuff and realizing that there was a very clear path to winning the case for him and everything, I think kind of like got in the way of her being as objective as she could have been about it. I think she started realizing that, you know, this could be, maybe even just a lot of fun. Because, I mean, lawyers, obviously, this is what they do for a living. They do it because they enjoy it. And it's a puzzle to be solved in a lot of ways. So I think there's a great degree of sort of like just interest in taking on something that seems difficult from the outside when you realize, oh wait, there's a strategy I can employ here that would just be like, show off how good I am. Do you think that Blonsky really just broke out, like especially right on the eve of a parole hearing when he seemed to basically have a decent chance of winning this time, or decent chance for first time in a while? Because I would imagine, first of all, it wouldn't be that easy for him to break out of there. Otherwise, he would have done it sooner. So why now? Something seems fishy about that whole situation to me. So I'm wondering where we're going with that. Let me know what you guys thought. And yeah, I can't think of anything else to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks so much for watching the 3rd episode of She-Hulk with me.
I think you're a little confused.
Do your best, as always, to stay safe and be well. And I will see you for the next one, guys. Try not to Hulk out. Bye-bye.
That fight was so many years ago, I'm a completely different person now. Literally.
We all just, calm down a notch. Let's try to be, I don't know, amicable. I'm happy to meet all of you.
Is that it?
Except for this Meshuggah cunt over here.